know I at least have one. I don't know if I have two or not. It's not really showing me. Okay, so I can control its vertical. I'm not sure what it looks like, what the vertical looks like. So, we're just going to have to be happy with whatever it looks like today. Hey, I fixed it though. I got it up there, I guess. Like, it's a thing. Is it a thing? I don't know because I can't really tell. Oh shit, there it is. But it went black. Why did it go black? That's wild. What if I turn this on? Why did the YouTube go black? Y'all, that's wild. Huh. Okay. Okay. Okay, wait. What the heck's happening over here on the YouTube side? OBS? Why is it? Why OBS? But why? Whoa, okay, hang on. I'm seeing things. Stuff and things are seen. I do not like the choice of how they verticaled me. That is weird. The vertical is weird, how they vertical. However, I have verticalness. I am vertical. Even if it is half of my head is vertical. That is weird. How do I, like, adjust? I don't fucking know how to adjust, like, the vertical image, like what it looks like vertically. I guess that's a thing I'm gonna have to figure out, because this is not the best. It's not the best. However, it's live. We are live on all the things. We are live on the YouTube. We have a vertical. We have a horizontal. We are live on the Patreon. We are live on my special beautiful purple team, and we are live over on Kick. We are live in all of the places. If you would like to call and have a discussion, if you disagree with any prompt, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Yeah, I figured it might be. Go get self-care. All right. Thank you, Little Dragonly. Welcome in, Raiders. Little Dragonly, thank you for the bits. I'm so sorry I was distracted for a minute. Thank you so much for the bits. Welcome in. Y'all, I am part of a beautiful collaboration of trans people called Transcend. And I think you should be following every one of them, because every one of them is a beautiful, amazing human. And also, like, if you want to join us in helping us, you know, do some decentering of men and remind people that femme people and non-binary people deserve the same rights, well, you can join us in our Free Adrian Vixen movement. We're mostly putting it on social medias. Hashtag Free Adrian Vixen. And it's because oftentimes these platforms will ban and never re-look at a femme creators or a non-binary creators or a trans creators review. And then they will unban men and mask-flavored people for doing the same things and refuse to re-examine the non-binary or femme creators requests. And so we would like to remind them that we deserve all the same rights regardless. So if you'd like to help us with that, just type Free Adrian Vixen. And, you know, go follow her on Kick, because she actually still does get to be all live and awesome over there. And she's fun to hang out with. Or they are. Sorry, my bad. They are fun to hang out with. Go hang out. Go listen to music. So, I was I was going to like write another outline today and discuss something heavy. However, the tomorrow's stream is already gonna go long, and like I dove down this block-shaped balls and mini dicks rabbit hole, and I didn't realize that it was gonna like zigzag and turn and corkscrew down like a fucking drain. And yet, that is what it's doing. That is what it's doing. So tomorrow we are going to be looking at the cops behaving badly aspect. So basically, we're going to be examining and looking at all of the parts where the cops have decided that not only do they not give a shit what their job actually is, they will actively subvert anyone they wish to, because they're only here for capital. If you aren't a capitalist, it is, well, you just have to bend over and take it as far as they're concerned. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. We're going to be looking at the cops. I already am at 3 hours, and I'm still not done pulling body camera footage. And that means I'm at 3 hours of content for us to discuss tomorrow. So how I'm going to do this, because it is just an enormous case, the bricks and minifigs thing and how like the cops' behaviors and stuff play in and what they can do to abuse you. And this case and all of this shows so clearly how it is a perception-based system, and how they can and will use everything you say against you in any way that they can to meet their ends. And so I want to make sure that we cover it really well, because there are so many areas in where the cops either overstep or outrightly defend the actual thief. So it's pretty wild case, and we are gonna dive down that rabbit hole tomorrow. And then y'all will also, if you pay attention, you'll see all of these like legal loopholes and such that the cops are using in all of these ways that they can fuck you. And so why I say turn that meter to shut the fuck up Friday, because it's very important that you don't give them the very shovels they're going to dig your proverbial grave with. You know, don't hand them the shovels. Don't hand them the shovels. Anyway, so it's always shut the fuck up Friday. We're gonna discuss that in depth tomorrow. It is at least going to be 3 hours long, though it's going to be longer than 3 hours. I'm telling you, right now the outline is a 3 hour outline. If I go through it now, it is 3 hours of content. So I don't really want to be like doing a part 2 of that, like, and stretching it out for 8 weeks or whatever. It feels excessive to me. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do the 3-4 hour whatever show that I have to do tomorrow. Oh, dear God. Oh, domestic addicts. Oh, domestic addicts. Oh, domestic addicts. Oh, domestic addicts. Anyway, I want to do like the 3 to 5 or 4 to 5 hour stream that tomorrow will be. And then what I will do, we'll get all the way through that. And then I will take it through the editor, cut it up into 1 hour things, and re-upload them after I am finished with the whole saga. And then that way we can kind of connect it. But there are so many intersections, and if any of y'all realize, we do intersectional feminism here. I know, my target audience is men. It's kind of wild, huh? And my target audience is mostly men. Wild, right? It is. It's great though. And I think, and I hope that it's men that actually want to understand how these systems are fucking you, and why it's not Envy's fault, it's not trans women's fault, it's not cis women's fault, it's nobody else's fault. It is how the homosocial system of masculinity works. And when y'all can recognize it, you won't be susceptible to those abuse tactics, and they abuse you as well. And so we're going to keep discussing this, and I'm going to show you how, if none of us are, I'm going to show you how, or why we say none of us are free until all of us are free. And I'm going to do it using a sweet, innocent little white boy. Because those are the ones y'all care about. Don't lie. Don't lie. I already know. Don't lie. You don't have to lie here. I let you take accountability in a safe way. Both, Maddie. And I mean, my audience is predominantly men. So, at least on the YouTube. My Twitch audience is a little different. It's mostly queer people, which is the way I love it, and that's why it's spelled different and protected so much. Is because yeah, it's for the queer people, because my target audience really is like people that are susceptible to the kind of propaganda, gaslighting, and harm that these homosocial systems employ, and particularly those that want to understand it. So when you're raised in a certain social manner, like when you're socialized in a certain way, you get blind to some of the aspects, or how those aspects play out and form in other people's minds and for other people. And so we have made it so that it is unthinkable to have these discussions. Like, it's worse for somebody to call it out and discuss it than it is to actually do these harmful things. And that's the problem. That's why I offered to do the call-in show. You know, I know there's a lot of debate shows out there, and that's fine. You can go debate somebody if you like want to feel like you're winning something. I mean, I can kick your ass without you fucking having to go anywhere else if that's truly what you want. But I think what's more important is that we learn how to have conversations with each other, how to person each other, because I think that in the core of what these patriarchs of power and what these people that want us divided so that they can do awful things, I think that's the core of it. They have made it so that we can't talk to each other. We can't person each other. We can't see one another as people. And that's deliberate. I mean, the only thing that Orange Joffrey promised that he's kept, the only promise that he's kept is he would make it okay and acceptable for racists and bigots to outwardly be racist bigots. And that's not helping you in any way. I mean, I don't know why you think that being a racist bigot is in any way helping you, MAGA. It is not. Being a racist bigot is what's going to leave you alone, and why none of your kids, your grandkids, or anybody's going to take care of you. They're going to stick your ass in a home. And you'll deserve it. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. So I figure if we can break down the divides, if we can bridge them, if we can make it just so that we're willing to look at each other as people, that is a win. That is just one enormous thing that we can do. If we can break the tradition of not talking to each other, if we can have a hard conversation knowing that it's going to be contentious, knowing that, and do it anyway, do the brave thing, have the hard conversation. Talk about it. Let's talk about it like people should be talking about it. Instead of deciding, my team versus your team, competition, I'm gonna win. That's not gonna fucking get us anywhere. It's sure as shit not gonna save us as a species. I mean, I took on this project to try to help save us as a species. You know, not to be in competition with men. Because I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you, y'all may lead with might makes right and strength and all that bullshit, but if you were actually honest competitors, women and queer people would be kicking your ass all day, every day, all over the place. That's why y'all artificially prop up your doings. That's why y'all are so loud about, look what men do, yay! It's because y'all know you ain't do shit. I know. That one's done. It's okay. You can call and tell me. 720-927-6768, extension 800. Tell me, show me on the doll where I poked your feelings. I don't have a doll. Hang on. I should find a doll. I should get a doll so I can do that, so I can show it to you. Show me on the doll where I poked you in the feelings. I know, I'm a little unruly. I am. I'm unruly today, I'll just admit it. It's fine. This week has been another one of those weeks where it just feels like I'm overwhelmed with the fuckery that this society and the men in this society are doing. I feel like sometimes there are just some weeks where you were just overwhelmed by the fuckery. And like, I was really thinking about it last night because I was like trying to take some ownership for like my time management stuff this week. And I don't think I actually did fuck off. I actually think there was just so much fuckery in this case that it just stole every spoon I had and every extra moment I had, which I'm going to actually medicate because I am hurting and I hurt. I is hurted, and I'm going to take care of my hurted, and I don't really care what you think about it. So, but I'm gonna put this giant agent of Satan thing in front of myself so that I can medicate because judgy ass people in other places thinking they get to say what I get to do with my own life. Anyway, so I really got to thinking, did I really screw my time management that much? I mean, I did take one full day to myself, but shouldn't I get a day off? Like, why should I work 7 days a week? Like, why should I do that? And yet, I often do because I am a fucking trained monkey and I feel bad if I am not productive, which is wild because I'm disabled as hell. I don't need to be productive for any particular fucking reason, and yet, I am still a trained fucking monkey. And I try to work. I have literally listened to this shit all but one day of the last 14. Yeah. All but one day of the last 14. I have spent listening to this content and watching the police behave badly and the fucking men behave badly, which next week we're really going to get into it. We're going to look at the Mormon Mafia aspect and how this fucking religious cult actually not only abides by this behavior but advocates for it. So it's been a wild case. Like, there is more men behaving badly in this one case than is actually reasonable. Because, like, y'all should save the fucking caucasity for some of the other boys. You really should. Like, Josh, Brandon, Ammon, you really need to save some of the caucasity for some of the other white boys. You're not... No, boys. You cannot hoard resources, even if the resource is fucking caucasity. Y'all are wild. Anyway, so we'll be talking about that. First, tomorrow, of course, we'll be looking at the cops behaving badly. And then next week, we will begin the connection of the men behaving badly. Okay, the cops are all men but one, so it's men behaving badly this week, too. I won't lie to you and make you believe that it's not going to be men behaving badly. It's all men, and they're all behaving badly. That's exactly what happens, though, Lil Dragon Lee. I love that you told that story because that is how it happens. Bullies are cowards. As soon as you actually do something, they run away crying. And the shit thing is that these fucking men, they're costing not only their own business, they fucking franchise. So they're costing other working class people their businesses, other small business owners. They're costing them profits as well. And they won't ever have to be held account for that. But usually when you punch a bully in the nose, they run away crying because they're fucking cowards. They're barking and barking and barking so that you won't bite them first. That's their mentality. Well, I love that for you, Little Dragon Lee. That's awesome. Jay, welcome in. Y'all, go follow Jay. And if you are a content creator or somebody that wants to do something nice for somebody that in the digital art realm, Jay Artist is a fabulous fucking indigenous artist, and he does the work on stream oftentimes Not only, he just does amazing work. You should, some of his emotes, you should go check him out. You should really go and check him out. And if you ever need something done, a VTube, anything, you should really go to Jay. Like, he had made me a VTube. I'm just really picky about having my expressions shown, and the VTube isn't like the filter where my expressions show through it, so that's why I don't use it. But he's really fucking good, y'all. You really, really should be paying real artists, and he will put the work in, and you can watch them cookies be made. It's pretty great. If anyone disagrees with any of my prompts, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Now, I do have to admit that somebody has proven me wrong about one of my prompts before. My lovely friend Carla did call in and remind me that Glob is not real and therefore cannot be actually evil. And I agree. That is correct. And there are a lot of people that believe Glob is real. So to those people, I tell them their Glob is evil. Evil. Not nice. Bad guy. Hurts babies. You. I have myself sitting here wishing that I had made an outline for this week, but I did not for a few reasons. And let me stop. Stay behind the filter. Damn it, Pepper. Stay behind the picture while you're medicating. Silly ass. I'm like just having an autistic stem. I'm like, let me stem. Stem sounds nice. Sometimes I don't even notice. Actually, most of the time, I don't even notice. I just stem, and that's what it is. I just do it most of the time. I don't even notice. It's so funny. I catch myself. I'm like, oh, poo. So, I had an idea, and I was going to do an outline for this one story, and it sent me into a freaking panic spiral. And I'm gonna lie, but let me tell y'all about the case, since nobody is here to like talk to me. Yeah, if this and yeah, because I'm curious what happens if I do nothing. Okay, it does work. Okay, I was playing with the Patreon chat because I have not played with it before. I knew. Oh look, I could put a picture in Patreon chat. Okay, that's fun. Patreon chat lets you put pictures and shit in there. Okay, squirrel. Hold on. I have squirrel. I just need a moment to squirrel. Squirrel. Squirrel with me. If y'all want to go to the Patreon, go ahead. Squirrel with me. This is fun. But it lets me put pictures and shit in the chat. That's cool. I love this for me. Okay, so it's not emotes. It's just whatever picture I want to put in. So I can just put a squirrel in there. I can just be like, I want this squirrel. Put the squirrel in. And the squirrel is now. Okay, y'all, Patreon chat lets you put squirrels in things. Just if you want to. I don't know if you want to. I just figured I'd tell you. It will let you put squirrels in things. So, go visit the Patreon. It'll let you put squirrels in the chat and other pictures. Oh gosh. Oh, that could end cursed. That could end up in cursed ways. Holy. I'm not. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's frightening. Let's not let my intrusive thoughts come true, because like I have some dark intrusive thoughts entering my brain about the things people could put in my Patreon chat right now, and I don't want that to take over my brain. Okay. It's fine. I'm not looking at that to anyone. It's cursed. I've decided. Cursed things do not deserve my attention. All right. Hang on. I should do this though. No, you biscuit eating dickhead. Okay, what's this? I need another monitor. This is cursed. It's fine. Okay. Ha. I am adjusting. Okay, adjustments have been adjusted. Now, Let me find. Well, I guess I don't even need the fucking video to like discuss it. I don't even think I want to because I haven't had time to redact the video. That was another thing I wanted to do for today. So, a thing has been happening and people are not having a discussion about it, and I want to have a discussion about it because yeah, I want to have a discussion about it. I think we need to talk about what it actually is and what it actually means. And so, the thing is this. A few weeks ago, a bunch of men, and keep it, they're all fundamentalist religious people. I'm not going, their religion doesn't matter. It's the fact that they all belong to the same one just means that the proximity factor proves true always. So if the people that are going to be abused are the people in closest proximity to the abuser. And so if you're a fundamentalist religious group, you're gonna abuse the people in your fundamentalist religious group. If you're a fucking queer person, you're probably gonna abuse people in the queer community. If you're a straight person, you're probably gonna abuse people in the straight community, and so on and so forth. So like the demographic of the men is less relevant than I think I think too many people are focusing on the demographic. I think other than the fact that they're fundamentalist religious people, the demographic is slightly irrelevant. It just proves proximity to your victim is who you're going to abuse, who you have most access to. So what this group of fundamentalist religious men, we're just going to call them that, fundamentalist religious men are caught going into the New York subways. Now, some of them are in New York City, some of them are in Nyack, other places in New York. Not all of them are necessarily in the city. They go into these manholes and they come out a couple hours later. Okay, this happens a few nights. People note it. People like start talking about it. Supposedly an investigation opens. About a week later, these girls from a fundamentalist religious school go missing on a field trip. Nobody calls them in missing. Nobody's worried about where they are. I can't find any evidence on how long they were missing or anything like that. So they go missing. They allegedly get lost screwing around in the park and enter like a cave-looking tunnel and go exploring. Now, my issues with this are several. Okay? 10% of that number of girls I might believe. Okay? Girls are socialized to be incredibly risk averse, especially those in fundamentalist religions. Okay? So even 10% of the girls being willing to engage in something risky is a high number. Keep that in mind. But we'll allow it to be 10% due to the peer pressure effect. We don't still know how long they were gone. We know that they allegedly entered in this park and came out over a half a mile away. They came out in two different zones, and they came out in two different groups. 71 of them. And a couple of them went to the hospital, one of them for stomach pain. Now, no lights, no phones, no nothing. I want you to know, I believe this of boys. Like, I believe a group of 71 boys in the homosocial ick pond that y'all play in, I believe that you would follow each other into that tunnel and go exploring and get lost. Don't argue with me or argue with me. Call and tell me why I'm wrong, and I've got a retort for that. But go ahead, call me and tell me why I'm wrong, boys. Why am I wrong? Do you disagree? That it would be the whole 71 boys if it was going to happen like this? It would, boys, sure, yeah, boys, duh. Of course they're going to follow each other. It's an adventure. Not so much with the way girls are raised, especially with the ones that are raised in really fundamentalist faiths. The ones that are raised to cover like your whole body from neck to ankle. Those types, very risk averse. So the idea that 10% of 71 of them would go exploring like this is that's bordering absurd. Oh my goodness, Gravy! Avatar Secret Tunnel song. Hello, Anarcho Taco. Yes, that was the next thing I was going to say, Maddie. The fundamentalist religious structures that that their community belongs to are connected via these tunnels. And from what I was looking at, these tunnels have historically been used to move contraband in such times as like prohibition and things. So these tunnels are a means of traversing different aspects of the cities. And how much connection or how close, I'm not sure. I don't have a map of them. However, excellent point, Maddie, they do connect to the religious structures. Well, hello to you. Is morning for you? What part of the world, may I ask? You don't have to share if you don't want to. But you're in my beloved purple team, so welcome to my beloved purple team. They are my favorites because they have home training. It is also a safe space because that's where all my lovely, loveliest queer siblings go to hang out. And those that were here before I rebranded to this. So yeah, anyway, explain why this is just okay to be swept under a rug. Why 71 girls who would never do this on their own, where men were seen coming and going from these tunnels late at night. No one's told us how long they were missing. No one's told us how long they were in the tunnels. No one said anything about why they would be. I would believe 71 boys would go fucking around in tunnels together without a light. I believe that, okay? I believe that. I've been a mom to boys, and I believe that, okay? You're socialized differently. We are not socialized like that. Girls, and particularly girls in these purity culture faiths, they're not socialized like that. They're very risk averse. Let's go, old Riley. That's why you're in the right space. This is why you're in the safe space, where people cannot poke and be mean. Oh, that Anarcho Taco. Yeah. Hey, happy Friday to you. Yeah. Yeah, no, real. I know, it's so safe. It's so safe in any structure in America. We have the safest structure. Wait, let me stop. Let me stop. Where the United Snakes, where Orange Joffrey just shut down the EPA and every other regulation agency meant to keep structures and things safe. I totally trust our government. Totally trust those underground structures. All the way there. Let's go. Let's go on an adventure without a flashlight. However, girls don't do that. They don't, not in the group of 71, not without a flashlight, not without a phone, and sussy susses further, the things that sus go sus more when you look at them further, because also, not only did one or two of them go to the hospital with stomach pain, if if a person is penetrated for the first time in their whole life, they can have cramps after, okay? And if they are not familiar with cramps and stuff, they can be quite bad. Like, I could put a period stimulator on a guy and he would pass out before I got to 6, okay? And in men, it is just, you don't have the dendrites on your neurons to handle the level of cramping and contractive pain that women can. And it's a neurological stress thing, by the way. So, and because gender is here, trans women most likely can have crossover to stronger dendrites as well, by the way. You know, just because some of y'all are ignorant asses and don't understand how biology works. I just want to throw that out there. Though I am not offering that conversation. Trans women are women, trans men are men. Protect the dolls. Y'all are not smart enough or understanding of categories enough for me to have that talk with you without going and biting you. Okay. So long as we're on the same page. Anyway, so we don't know how long they were in the tunnels. We don't know when they went missing. And there's no, like, where were the guardians? How do 71 children go missing from the teachers and the teachers' aides? Why are you going to take 71 kids and, like, hey, what were you doing while those 71 girls went and got lost in a tunnel? Teachers' aides, anybody want to answer, riddle me this. How the hell did 71 girls go missing from a field trip? How many did you take on that field trip? That you could lose 71 of them and you go, nobody's missing. I have so many questions. I have more questions than answers, and I sent myself into a freaking panic spiral. And, like, you can ask certain people on Purple Team that were, like, in the Discord with me being like, okay, Pepper, it's time to just put this one down. Put it down, honey. Put it down. Because I went serious panic. I can't. Y'all know I got trauma. It's fine. I cannot find out how long they were missing, why the teachers didn't know they were missing, how many kids were on the field trip, what the field trip was for, you generally, if you're going to do a field trip with a school, you've got to line out a reason and stuff for the parents that you get the forms from. We have also, as soon as the girls came out of the manholes, some of them out by a restaurant structure. By the way, if you are, so sorry, before I continue, if you are in the vertical, I have not figured out how to do that setting quite yet. I know, my bad. It's new for me. I got the plugin and it is not, I don't know. I'll figure out how to make it look better. But there's the phone number in the extension, 720-927-6768, extension 800, if you would like to discuss any of my prompts. If you cannot see my prompts in vertical, I mean, maybe go to the horizontal. You can beat them there. And then you can go back to vertical if you prefer vertical. Anyway, hello, sneaky side-eye. So, we don't know why. Holy! Oh my goodness, we're getting raided. We're getting raided. Hello, raiders! Oh, girl, you look good. Oh my gravy. Hello, Vitingale. Thank you so much. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Y'all, you are so awesome. Thank you for being here with me. Y'all, oh my goodness, gravy. Thank you. Everybody, follow. Oh, hey, PJ. Follow PJ Fry, too. You will see a heart up at the top of the screen. Please do take part in following all of the beautiful people that come here. Nobody really raids here unless they know where they're coming, so thank you. Love you, Vitingale. You're awesome. I hope you had a good stream, my lovely friend. Y'all, I am part of one of the coolest groups of content creators also. I am part of Transcend, and there are some amazing creators. Please do go follow them. All of them are worth your time and energy. And when you're looking at, like, decentering the patriarchy and decentering men, you need to uplift the voices of, like, other people. Also, in order to get out of the homosocial ick pond, you have to pan-socialize your system. So you've got to go join groups that have more kinds of people. You can't just hang out with all men all the time. It will toxify your brain pan. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm telling you that because it's the fucking truth. And you prove it every day. Anyway, get yourself into some pan-social groups. Have some conversations with people outside of yourself. Decenter men. It does not, everything that you listen to does not need to come from somebody you think has a certain something in their pants. Stop worrying about what's in our pants. It doesn't matter. And for those of you men that are like, I have a penis, I have a big dick, and that's it, and you're going out there trying to give that energy, honey, my Invisidick is bigger than yours all day, every day, so just sit down. Sit down. All right, enough shenanigans from me. Yes, I must sarcasm. It is my first language. You could ask my mother, but she's dead. All right. That was a little extra. You can cancel me in chat if you're in purple team, though, because purple team has the power. Exclamation, cancel pepper. It is power you have. Offer the power to cancel me. Thank you so much for the subby. Oh my gravy. Thank you for following. Alice, welcome in. Elevator lady, thank you so much for the resub. Textilian Overlord, welcome in. I've seen you in so many other chats. I used to be Jam Tomb, for those of you that don't know. I have streamed for well, it's not probably, it's 6 years this year. I started in like October of 2020 and I got affiliated in July of 2021. And so my affiliate anniversary is coming up in just under a month now. So I used to be Jam Tomb. I used to just sculpt art shit here. So if you haven't been in a while and you're seeing this now, that is who I used to be. This is a rebrand because, well, they're trying to annihilate our species, and I must do anything I can. Yes, I did, dog. I did. I got a new stuff because it was cheaper, and it is like an Asian brand, and yeah, it's pretty freaking flaming bright. It's a different. I don't hate it, but yeah, it is definitely loud and new today. Ugh, oh my gravy, Anarcho Taco. Holy, that is a can of worms, isn't it? Is America great again yet? When was it fucking great? You guys just say yeah, and I'm just asking for like every person on the Trail of Tears. When the fuck was it great? No, I did not. I painted them myself. I bought the horns. I bought the horns, just a generic set of black horns that were like gonna be lightweight enough because with the clay, sometimes it will get heavy, and I didn't want that, so I just went and got some horns online, and then I added all of the glitter and red to them because they were black. Do it, little Dragon Lee. Don't ever let them tell what you should do with you. That they need to worry about themselves. They need to worry about their own behaviors, not what those of us out here look like. Demon Windy. I will take it. I will take it, dog. I'm taking that. Demon Windy is fucking hilarious. I believe so, Maddie. When burgers were $1 at McDonald's. Hmm. I feel like, what was I, 7, 8 last time they were $1? It was great when Turtle Island. Yeah, I mean, I will grant you that. I will grant you that. But that was before these fuckers came along and were like, I'm gonna get involved and like take your land. By the way, you guys should say yeah. And proud, by the way. Not sorry. We still exist. Suck it. And guess what? White people, when you dip your wick in everything that moves, we don't cease to exist. We just end up looking like you. Ooh, harder to differentiate who you need to put in the other category. Oh, poor Fang, y'all didn't think that one through, did you? A little bit foolish, just a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's a little bit foolish, just a little bit. I mean, y'all have all the caucasity, but not many of the brain cells to rub together. But you call to talk to me about it. 720-927-6768, extension 800. Yes. Take spicy, host sweet. Give me a call. Oh, damn. Was it? Well, then I was wrong. Because I graduated high school a year before that. So if they were $1 in 1996, then I was 18 the last time they were $1. I love how much smishy love stuff goes on in my purple team. Y'all are beautiful. That's 1996 for you, youngins. I love you, T. Demon Windy. Oh my goodness. Now that is in my head, dog. Now that is in my head. That's fun. That's funny. I might have to do something with that. That just charmed me. I will destroy the corporations. Wahaha. Demon Indy. Out to destroy all the corporations. End capitalism. Let me stop. Yes, please, if you are able, if you wouldn't mind. We are trying to grow the YouTube. It is very new. Well, I mean, it's a year old, I guess. I'm a year in to this project, and I have added new days and stuff, but if you don't mind, go and hitting the like button on the YouTube. Also, really cool, like, thing about the YouTube is all to do the share boost, and only ever do it one time, because otherwise it counts against the stream. Um, but you can just click share and copy the link and they think you shared it. So you don't even have to paste it anywhere. You can just boost the streamer by just copying. And remember, we save us, we lift us. Y'all control whose voices are the most heard. Whose voices you all lift up. Y'all have more power than they ever want you to realize. Thank you so much for the biddies, Sneaky. Y'all have more power as the viewers of these platforms. You are the ones with all of the power. They don't want you to realize that. But the more information you fill yourselves with, the more people that you go and talk in their chats up and lift up, those are the people whose voices get raised up. That is how Hassan got to where he is, to where he can now decide that the people that got him there don't no longer matter. And now, you know, some things are just too niche to worry about solving those problems, whether they're core issues or not, you know, that sort of thing. So y'all get to control which ones of us have voices that are heard. So go, and I'm not necessarily promoting me. I mean, I do promote me. I'm a voice you should listen to. And if you think somebody else has a better perspective than me, go follow them. If you think that Brittany Simon's perspective is better than mine, and the way that they say things is better, I want you to go follow them. I want you to spend time in their community. I want you to make them the voice you lift. If you think that a different person is that person, lift their voice. But remember, every time you lift a man's voice, you smush the rest of us down. Adrian, hello, loveliest. I was just shouting you out earlier and telling people to go do this shares. By the way, y'all, another thing you have more power than you realize in is when these places decide they're going to ban one of us or not re-examine our unban requests and things because they've decided to unban a mask streamer that did the same thing, and they refused to look at the trans streamers thing. Y'all have the power to make them look. Y'all can go at those companies on all of the socials and say, hey, look at this. You allowed such and such person to be unbanned, even though, here, we'll use a hypothetical. We'll use the Peanut Cat, who, by the way, the faithful sheriff guy who was the peanut grifter, he has now changed his image to a cat. His VTube is now a cat, so that he can hide from accountability, even though he tells 8-year-old Muslim kids they're going to go to hell, even though he says that queer people do the equivalent of bestiality. They will unban him, and yet they will not even look at the unban request of our friend Adrian Vixen, even though they did a far less egregious act. All they did was have an emote that was less than liked by corporate. So, y'all have the power. You all can make them listen to anything you want them to listen to. Any voice you want uplifted, you all have the power to do it. There used to be a saying in customer service way back in the 90s, for every positive interaction you have with somebody, they'll tell a couple of people, you know, one or two, whatever. For every negative interaction you tell with somebody, they will tell an average of 8 people, and then that person will tell an average of 8 people, and so on and so forth. And so the idea used to be to try to make it all positive things so that you could have those 2 to 3 people add up to more than the list of 8, than the pyramid of 8 people. So they used to show you 2 kind of pyramids, the pyramid of good interactions and the pyramid of bad interactions. And the pyramid of good interactions, it's 2 to 3 people have a good interaction with you. They go and tell 2 to 3 people who tell 2 to 3 people. Bad interactions are much different. It's why the block-shaped balls and mini-dick saga is so blown up, because when there's a negative interaction, people will average tell 8 people. Now, the aspect in social media in our society and how you lift voices above that is where we run into a problem. So much of our algorithms and so much of the society's ideas and how to bring people to content is based on what will piss you off. They are rage baiting you around every corner. If you are on YouTube and you see my thumbnail on your FYP, it's because they want to piss you off. They want you mad. If you aren't already subbed to me and you're seeing me on your FYP, it's because they think that something I say is going to poke you in your feels and make you explode. So keep that in mind with everything you engage on these interwebs, because you lift the things that you actually want to watch. So if you click on me, you will probably see more shit like mine. If you click on somebody else, you'll probably see more shit like theirs. Remember, you all control this ultimately. What you search for, what you engage with, that is what gets lifted. And remember, they're always trying to piss you off. And so they're always, the new shit they're probably going to throw at you is probably going to be stuff designed to make you go, ah, instead of enjoy yourself. So search out the content of the types of voices you want to lift up. Search out the voices of trans women. Search out the voices of queer people in general. Search out voices of women. And uplift, marginalize in all of those realms, especially. So you should be listening to Black queer voices and Native queer voices probably before you're listening to white queer voices, and so on and so forth. Lift the voices that need to be heard the most. You all have the power. They don't want you to realize that. They want you to feel powerless. They want you to feel like this is too big of a problem to solve. Like you don't have enough control or enough power to make a dent. And you do. You have the power to lift voices. You have the power to decide who the next Hassan Abi will be. Yeah, you comfort by shit when you're angry. That is how capitalism works sometimes. Yes, it is. That is one of the goals, is to get you to comfort by or anger by, or there's a myriad of things they want you to consume. They need you to consume in order to continue. And so they do things to try to make you consume. And they know that if they poke certain buttons, you will consume certain things. Lil Dragon Lee, I love that for you, and that is because you have made your algorithm your bitch and taught it exactly how to behave, and that is what I'm trying to engage with people. The more things that you show them you like, they're going to go more in the realm of that. So, you know, show them what you like and the voices you want to hear, and more of that will show up in your For You page. So if you want to hear a spicy Native American woman and the voices of spicy women of color, then share, subscribe me. You're more likely going to get more feminist content, though. More intersectional feminist content, because I think that that is the only kind of feminism that is actual feminism. The kind of like white woman feminism that used to be is why we're facing the neoliberal hellscape that we are now, in my opinion. So also understand that intersectional feminism includes men, and that's why I showed up on your page, is because I actually understand that you are part of the solution, not only part of the problem. Though you are part of the problem, boys. You are part of the problem. I am not going to coddle you through that one. You're going to have to go start facing the mirror and unpacking your biases and validating yourself so that you can get to where you can accept more and like clean up your messes. And I know that you're also part of the solution. And being part of the solution means you've got to go to the mirror and start taking care of yourself. Start treating you like you matter. And which is one of the things that, like, we're all trained to treat ourselves like we don't matter in different ways. And one of the ways that this homosocial mask socialization of society, of the society of men works, is to tell you all that it is weak to need self-care, that it is ridiculous to need self-care, that it is in every way womanly to need self-care, and yet if you don't actually take care of yourself, you will die. Like, think of it this way. If you do not eat food, you're gonna die. If you do not engage in drinking liquid, you're gonna die. These are self-care things that you don't see as bad. Why are all of the things where it's taking care of your mind, taking care of your psyche, taking care of how you engage the world, why are all of those things deemed bad? If not to control you and keep you perpetuating the same cycle of self-harm that you're in. If you disagree with me, come tell me how I'm wrong. 720-927-6768, extension 800. You have about 33 minutes left. Beer, 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 truck, 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 dirt, dirt, dirt. Oh, my gravy dog. Handing you its lunch money. Let's go, little Dragon Lee. That's the way to do. Tell that algorithm who's boss. I mean, that would be mildly hilarious. That in itself, just role-playing could be fun at this point. Which, by the way, oh, D&D was fun yesterday. It was so funny. They're always getting me, like, giggling, laughing during D&D, and of course yesterday was no different. They had me rolling. My D&D team is awesome. I can talk about D&D until somebody calls in if y'all want. We can talk about D&D. So, my team, if y'all, most of y'all know this already, they are in the middle of a dragon quest, okay? So, this Dragon Quest is a poorly written book. And oh, by the way, one of the players admitted to me that their shit-ass read ahead and knows how, that has been reading the quest and knows how much I'm changing it. Shit-ass, yeah. I see you, shit-ass. I see you. One of the players went and has access to the book, which it's the poorest written book ever. It's a fun campaign. It's poorest written. But yeah, so one of my players has been reading ahead in the quest book. Yes, Ro. Yes, yes, that's who. That's who. You nailed it. Welcome in, Rowan. We're all woke. You're guessing who it is. Rowan already guessed. Rowan nailed it. Rowan nailed it. Anyway, so this person like told me how much they know how much I'm like changing the story. So, and they know I've changed it a lot. So, you know, you can never count on it staying the same because I'm changing shit around all the time. So this week they're doing a dragon quest, and so the first it's like a two campaign squished into one sort of book. Oh, thank you so much for the gift sub to Ro. Thank you, Sneaky. And the way it's done is pretty wild. Almost like half of this book is TPK territory. If you are like me, a DM that really lets your squad, your team kind of dictate how the story moves, you will TPK the shit out of them. And so I've had to take certain maneuvers to keep them from TPKing several times. So the story has been changed quite a bit. And one of the players knows how much. No, it is ATS. It is ATS. It is ATS. It is. You nailed it the first time. It is ATS. ATS is shit ass. Read ahead. Yes. However, they now know how much of the stuff I've made up that is not in the book. They have a full understanding of what I'm juggling now, which is kind of funny. But so this week, because it's been TPK after TPK, and a lot of the time when people are having a hard time with role-playing games, it's because they feel like seriously not, I don't know, not worthy oftentimes, or not, how is this? We allow like actors and actresses to role play and play pretend, no problem. We tell regular average people that they're not good enough at it to be able to role play. And however, role play is amazing for your brain. Like it really is. And they're actually finding out more and more that playing stuff like D&D and doing role play and stuff is really good for you. Just psychologically, neurologically, all the things. And so they're starting to include it in more therapies, especially like trauma therapies and stuff. It's great because you can put like moral decisions before people and give them the ability to act it out. And one of the things that people often have a hard time with is giving themselves permission to let go and play pretend. Because we tend to deny that to the average person. If they aren't made famous by some organization in Hollywood, then we don't give them permission to play. We don't give them permission to act out. And play therapy is an incredibly valid form of therapy. We learn from making mistakes and stuff. When we're kids, we learn from play. It's why we play different imagination games and stuff, and we role play as kids. It's something that we, as a species, is just good for us. And so when people are role playing, I highly reward role playing. And this particular campaign is wonky because it's like TPK after TPK after TPK. So early on in this campaign, they decided that they were going to really get into the role play, and they role played so well that each of them got a dragon puppy, which is essentially a baby guard drake that they get to tame and train. And so several of them already have dragon puppies, and this week they had their third engagement with a dragon. So, well, I guess they've actually had 5 now. No, more than that, because I keep forgetting about Sequoian. But anyway, so I invented a dragon that would bring the quest together and the team together, and I tied that dragon to one of the player characters who they have abandoned and is now one of my NPCs. And yes, that's right. I let them change characters and I turned their old character into an NPC. I did that. That is a thing I did. I'm not sorry. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But so their first encounter with the dragon was a blue dragon that shot lightning at all of them, and they almost died, except for one of them took the damage, and they're fine. However, I also, in the loot that they got early on, I gave them a music box of revivification. So, but they have to rickroll to rejuvenate the person. So they gotta sing. I'm not sorry. I did what I did. I won't torture you by rickrolling you here now, but if you don't know what a rickroll is, go look it up. It's staying in your head for a couple of weeks, though, just so you know. Just so you know, that is not, like, leaving your brain pan quickly. I'm so not sorry. It's not going to. Apparently, the earbud is not doing all of the things. I just heard this come out of here, so let me just put this back on. Yes, you have 9 charges on your rickrolling music box. 9. So, try not to die more than 9 times. Oh, we get carried away, Will Drinely. We get downright unruly. They're hilarious to play with. They're all really fun to play with, and they get very into the game, and so it gets very silly on Wednesdays. It's one of the reasons why I don't stream is we keep having to rotate with on the weekdays mostly is because Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are always set aside for D&D. We play one of those days every week. So the week before this one, they had this engagement. Well, okay, hang on. They got the dragon puppy. They got attacked by the lightning dragon, and then they role played really well when they were in this dragon hatchery cave. And so they each got dragon puppies, which basically were baby guard drakes that were being trained for the enemy, and now they're being trained for them. And so they each have baby guard drakes. And then they got to meet, like, I don't know what I want to call her, the dragon ancestor that brought them together, I guess. I mean, I don't know. She's a weird gem dragon, but she has psionics, so she's the green gem dragon. She has psionics, and she remembers like all of these people's ancestors doing a quest for her, and so she associates them with their ancestor because dragon memory is weird. And so they've met her, and she's the one that's attached to one of the player characters that is now my NPC. He is called Zipnap, and he is her nephew. And there's a whole like side story to that that is just wild and fun and gets unruly, but I won't go off on that side tangent. So we have like so they've had those engagements, and they've had these dragon puppies that they've been taming, and they had to go on this adventure and ride on this trade road, and they were supposed to like get jobs with caravanners on the trade road, but they didn't. They built their own fucking wagon and became merchants on the trade road to be able to follow the cult of the dragon and see what they're doing. Zippy's fine, don't worry. Zippy is taken care of. Y'all, Zippy is mine now. Over here, one of my players like fucking Zipnap. There's a lot of fucking Zipnap. Because Zipnap's a little bit of shit ass. He's a little bit of a shit ass. He began as a drow supremacist, and now he is a dragonborn supremacist. It gets unruly with Zipnap. It gets very unruly with Zipnap. I gave him to the Zentarum. It'll be fine. The Zentarum have Zippy now. Everything's great. So they engage and get these dragon puppies, and their dragon puppies have just now reached maturity. They've had the dragon puppies for several months, several months in game. But anyway, so they take these. They're normalizing like having dragon puppy pets in front of all of these people on this trade road and shit, which is wild in and of itself. And so they make their own wagon, and then like the course of several weeks, they got employees to run the wagon for them because they have like this charcuterie board wagon where people on the trade road, whenever they stop and camp, the wagon opens up and serves charcuterie shit. And so they got themselves some employees. And now they sent their wagon off and away from them. But before that, while they were still on the road, before they reached this roadhouse place where they separated from their wagon, they got to have an engagement with a dead dragon, which I invented whole cloth because I thought it would be fun. And I mean, if you're gonna do a fucking dragon campaign, you gotta have a lot of dragon interactions. I mean, you gotta have dragons. Dragons are why we chose the campaign of dragons, for fuck's sake. So there are many like lore things. By the way, if y'all want to shut me up and make me talk about one of the prompts, all you have to do is call in 720-927-6768 extension 800. Otherwise, we're talking D&D. So some of the different dragon lore, it goes in different ways, but oftentimes, like when a dragon dies or is murdered or something, it will have an explosive reaction wherever it dies, and it will leave some sort of magic trace in the area. And so I kind of twisted that together and made like this area on the trip that they ended up camping near be the bones of a dragon who was laying kind of curled, and like there's this little spring inside of it, and all of these little mushrooms and little berries and stuff that grow around it. And when they, with their connection to dragons and stuff, got there, they ended up being blessed by the dragon spirit of the dead dragon, and like getting all these like healing waters and different magical mushrooms and stuff from the area, which I'm not going to spoiler y'all in all of that yet, because there's going to be spoilers in the future. But Lunaris took some of the spores of mushrooms and like threw them in the top of their wagon where the baby dragons used to be like kenneled, and so that the mushrooms can grow in the top of the charcuterie wagon, which could get wild, by the way. That could get wild. So they each got like these boons from the dragon, and they had all of these like role-playing engagements and encounters with this mystical dead dragon area. And then we got to the new, like, I guess I'll call it a dungeon, but it's more of like a halfway house where the road workers get the stone and shit they need to work on the road. And they found out that the cultists were delivering their goods there and taking them from there somewhere in the Mirror of Deadmen. And so they were able to figure out like how that was happening. And so they sent their wagon with their employees north to continue on the trade road to make Neverember great again, which, by the way, they have to make Neverember great again. That's part of what their story is. They don't have to make Neverember great again. Neverwinter. Lord Neverember is trying to make Neverwinter great again. Anyway, that's just a side story that I also invented as a reason, because they had their own caravan, they had their own wagon, and like I had to keep them on the fucking trade road. So more stuff I invented on this quest. By the way, if you ever do this quest, it's called Tyranny of Dragons. It is poorly written. But there's so much in it where you can just, everywhere that something is fucked up or will TPK, you have this opportunity to put your own plug in. So never let a poorly written campaign stop you from playing. And one of the greatest things about like playing with different teams, they will always surprise you. The choices they make will always surprise you. I almost always let them lead the story. Like sometimes I will have to use an NPC to take them down a certain path, but almost always I will change the story for what they're doing, if that makes sense. I will alter it for what they're doing and then just keep it riding the same bones of story rather than keep it in story. So they had their interaction and they get to this new place and they find where the people are, where the cult of the dragon is taking all the shit they're stealing. And they're supposed to follow the cult and find out how the cult is going to, how, when, and where the cult is intending to bring the Queen of Dragons back, who is Tiamat. And Tiamat is an evil, two-headed black dragon who was banished to the Seven Hells. That's what you need to know about Tiamat. So they want to bring Tiamat back. This cult is, and this group of adventurers is working for people to stop that from happening, or like to figure out when, where, and how they're going to raise Tiamat. And so they've had a lot of dragon encounters, but this week they had to have a new kind of dragon encounter. They went into the Mirror of Deadmen, and in the Mirror of Deadmen there are lizard people, and the cult of the dragon. In the Mirror of Deadmen, there's lizard people, and there's also a dragon called Vormanthar. The dragon has a secret, but I can't spoiler the secret because my team doesn't know it yet, so no spoilers. If you know who Vormanthar is, no spoilers. For my squad. So they have to go into the Mirror of Deadmen because they're heading towards the castle. Fuck, what's the castle called? I can't remember now. They're going to a castle and I can't remember the name of it. Neratar. They're going to Castle Neratar in the Mirror of Deadmen. That's where they thought they were on their way to, because they heard the lizard people talking about the uh, wagons of shit they were taking and where they were taking them to. And they find out through this lizard guy that finds them in the mirror that uh, the lizard people are actually being oppressed by the cult of the dragon and the dragon kneeler lady, who is Resmir, who is a high member of the cult of the dragon. And that Snapjaw is his name, really, really wants to free his people. He doesn't think that they should be doing the dragon kneeler's bidding. And ever since they came there, it's been really, really awful for the lizard men. They let the bullywags bully them and shit. It's just terrible. The poor lizard guys are not treated well. And he wants to free his people. And so he convinces my party to go and meet with his... It's a living dragon, and it's sort of a deity. Did that break? It's sort of a deity, Vormanther, at least to the lizard people. He's not really a deity. He's just deified by the lizard people, and his name is Vormanther. And so they managed to convince Vormanther to allow his people to deliver an edict that the lizard people no longer work for Resmir and that they are now able to go free themselves. Sorry. And so in order to do the deal and actually like make the edict, he requires a payment. And black dragons are incredibly sadistic. They're vicious, vicious beings. And so in order to deliver the edict, he requires that one of them carry his mark. Doesn't tell them what that means or anything. And like one of my team members almost started a fucking fight with an ancient dragon over this mark, which was kind of hilarious. But anyway, so they finally allow the team member to carry the mark. And so Vormanther basically looks at this tiny ass goblin. I want you to picture like this 3.5-foot goblin, okay? The hermit just minds their own business all the time. They don't bug nobody. Anyway, so the dragon picks out this 3.5-foot goblin and says, it's you I want to take my mark. And when they finally agree that Lalo is the goblin's name, that Lalo is going to take the dragon mark, Vormanther says, you may want to cover your face. And so, of course, Lalo covers their face, because duh. And the dragon blows acid breath all over the little goblin. And so now, and the goblin passes out, down to 1 hit point, damn near dead, passes out near dead, and Vormanther lays down and watches them like heal the little goblin and like giggles and shit while he watches them deal with the misery that he has bestowed upon my poor team here. And so yeah, you did, you melted like butter. So while Lalo is unconscious, Lalo comes to an understanding, and Lalo has psionics, but Lalo comes to understand that if they survive this injury, which their teammate is of course healing them of, that they will gain resist acid, they will have advantage on all intimidation rolls, they'll be able to speak Draconic, they will gain triple attack along with their frightful presence, and they will get blind sight for 60 feet and dark vision. Their dark vision will double to 120 feet, and that's like the boon they get for taking the dragon mark. And so yeah, one of them got to have an experience with dragons that shows that not all dragon experiences are good and fluffy and nice like the ones they've had so far. I had to remind them, you're dealing with dragons. You're dealing with dragons. You will not win with every dragon. However, I mean, it's kind of a win because they end up getting thank you, Cam. They end up getting all of those boons. But yeah, that was this week on D&D. So they got that. They met with Vormanther, and now they're like this super respected, almost a mini deity to the lizard people, because Snapjaw, the one of the lizard people chiefs, got to see Lalo take the full what he thinks is the full acid breath of an ancient dragon. And so now they're like idolizing the lizard people, are all joining the army to take over Neritar Castle because they all idolize Lalo, because Lalo stood there and took the full force of dragon breath and lived. And, you know, lizard people are like those super tough guy types. And so they took Lalo to the lizard people village, where all the people are like, put Lalo on this special cushiony pillow, and like all of the medicine people came and started like doing healing things to Lalo. Bringing all the mints, yes, all the mints, and taking care of Lalo while Snapjaw like sings the praises and tells the story of how Lalo stood there and took the acid breath. And apparently the squad is going to have some fun with that next week, but that's pretty much where we left off, is that they are at the lizard village while the lizard village warriors all gather with the weapons, because the cult of the dragon has been paying the lizard people in iron weapons, because the lizard people can't actually make their own weapons, or steel weapons rather. Lizard people aren't good at metallurgy, and so the cult has been paying them in weapons, and they've been stacking them. And so the squad is waiting for all of the lizard people to come together and be ready to go storm Castle Neritar, which is for next week. There you go. There's your update to our Dungeons and Dragons story. And y'all have literally 7 minutes if you want to call in. 720-927-6768. I am literally going to turn the phone lines off and the YouTubes off and go hang out with Purple and Green Team. And, ooh, wait, Patreon team can stay for music moments. We're going to have some musical moments. We're going to enjoy some musical moments after we're done not taking calls, because everybody apparently agrees with all of my prompts because I'm just right. I mean, objectively, apparently. Thank you for confirming that my takes are correct. I appreciate the validation. It's glorious. I love it. If you need validated, let me know. I got you. Oh, that's kind of cool. Cool, Dragonly. Some of those old religious legends are really neat. Dealing with dragons. Nice. I read a few dragon books to Crow and their sibling when they were real little. One of my favorites of those was this, it was, they were dragon riders, and they all went to the school, but it was specifically wyverns that they were learning to ride. It was a really cool series. Yes. What Big Buddha said, Red Team. Y'all gonna get bounced because you're too chicken to call in. I'm not sorry. I was thinking for a second of whether I was sorry. I'm not. So I'm not gonna apologize. I think I don't remember it being called How to Train Your Dragon, but that may be the series. It was. It's cute. They go to this dragon school, training school, or dragon riding school. And there's a little girl. Usually only little boys get to ride dragons and be trained as dragon riders, and this little girl orphan girl gets to be trained as a dragon rider. It's pretty cool. It's a fun story. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll have to find it. I want to... I don't remember. I will have to find it. If I can find it, I will have to find it. I read a lot of stuff to my kids, like a lot of stuff. I am kind of a nerd. I read them freaking Dickens and Shakespeare and shit too. So I'm a bit of a nerd, just a bit of a nerd. I love literature. I love books. It's why I love language too. I love playing with words and playing with language. It's one of the reasons. I don't know. I play with language anyway, but I have no respect for English because it's a colonizer language that takes from everyone. And they used that language to make my language illegal until I was a year old. So I have no respect for English, and so I abuse it and mistreat it at my will. Yeah, I don't think it was How to Train Your Dragon Pro. I feel like it was something else. It was a Wyvern thing, and it was like the little girl orphan got to go and learn. Maybe she was even like a kitchen. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it. It was a cute series. Oh, building is fun. It really is. I had actually chosen this because I thought it would be too much to build my own world and write my own campaign. And I'm honestly doing a lot of my own world building and campaign writing. I'm just using this as the bones of the campaign. You know, basically the structure by which I write my own shit, sort of like an outline. Shit ass, I love it. Let's go, Maddie. Tell him I said hi, colonizer. Hi, colonizer. Careful. You're in the United Snakes, little Brits. Don't catch you slipping up. Orange Joffrey don't care who you are. Slightly inconvenience the colonizers every chance you get. I am here. I salute these messages. It is Biting Gale. Little Dragonly does do really fun world building that I've seen so far. World building is fun, and it's really good for you. It's really actually quite good for your brain. I mean, if we're not going to have a call in the last 2 minutes, I'm just going to tell you, it actually is really good for you. A lot of times our society wants you to not engage that and will make you feel silly and stuff for engaging in play. And remember, we learn through mistakes and play. Our species needs multiple things to fulfill our needs. So we have psychological needs, we have neurological needs, we have physical needs. So remember that just because like this society is trying to suppress something in you for capital doesn't mean that it's an abnormal thing that your species doesn't need. It's just a way that they have drawn the lines in the sand in order to keep you doing self-abuse so that the patriarchs in power can keep puppeting you. Meat, meat, meat. They love, love, love when you keep your anus nice and like loose and stuff so that they can just and meat out your mouth. It's their favorite thing. And that's why, gentlemen, they keep you swimming in the homosocial ick pond. Climb out. Climb out. There's a ladder. We have put ladders on multiple edges of this ick pond. Get to the edge, climb out, and join us. Otherwise, you have to go to the middles. Well, you should probably go to the middles anyway. Learn to get pampered. Learn to be treated well. Learn how to self-care. That's what the name of the game. All right. Red team. It has been good to see you this week. Thank you so much for being here. You know, somebody call me next week, even if it's a nice person. Criminy. Anyway, have a conversation with me. Have a conversation. I cannot bite you from here. I cannot. It's not possible. I wouldn't bite you anyway, because I don't want my mouth wherever you have been. Okay, anyway. Red team, do that thing you do. Go forward. Every time you say a mean thing about you, say two nice things in your head or out loud, preferably out loud. Don't repeat the same two things in the 24-hour period. You should be exploring you, and learning why you are just as valid as anyone else in society that you give validity to. Go forth, do that thing you do, be good to yourself, and by accident, you will be good to others. I will see you later. red team. Thursday, or today's Thursday, shit. Tomorrow, red team, tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a long one though, so, ooh, be prepared. We are going to look at cops behaving badly. And men behaving badly. Man cops behaving badly. Yes, that will be tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, red team. Okay, the rest of you teams, I'm not sure what to call P team yet. P team, stay put. Purple team, stay put. Green team, stay put. Music is coming for you. Red team, see you later, darlings. Be good to yourselves and each other.